Hello there, my Virgo brothers and sisters, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. What a pleasure, because we're Virgos. Welcome to your Satisfying Soulmate read for October 2019. Halfway done with this one. This is a brand new series for me. I wasn't going to do the Soulmates. So to my returning subscribers, thank you so much for your love and support. We are growing slowly but steadily here at Drawing the Circles YouTube channel, which is fine. I'm shooting for that 1,000 because I hear you get to do cool stuff, right? For anybody new to my channel, welcome. Please like and subscribe if you can at the end. You know, you don't have to do it now if you're brand new. If this is your first time watching, I get it, particularly if you are Virgo. I am a Virgo, 4 planets, second house, born September 6th, which is hard to say with an angel's gap your entire life, but that's my story. I'm sticking to it. Did I say my name? No, I did not. I am your reader for the next half hour or so. Mark, Angelo, Lyons, MOLL for short. My pleasure doing these. I know I said in previous videos I was going to do the twin flame reads for October and make extendeds for Vimeo, and I have the spread drawn out, ready to go, and just something in my soul went, not today, Satan, not today. Just couldn't. Turbulent twin flame, transformative relationships. Please go check the link down below if you haven't yet. On the video I did clarifying twin flame, soulmates, and true lovers. I'll probably have to now do one on soulmates, right? Because I did one really clarifying the twin flames and the soulmates to an extent, but now I did the true lovers, which is an implosion of both contracts, but for another time. Let's get down to business, though, for you. Yes, there is an extended one. I'm going to tape it right after this. Got a different camera, so you get to see the cards laid out. And we're going to do the Celtic Cross. So happy to bring the Celtic Cross in. It is my favorite spread. It's what well, aside from like past, present, future, when I was a teenager, right, learning tarot, 12 years old, preteen, a tween. I was a tarot tween. Oh, shades of Madeline Kahn. Okay. And of course, the Celtic Cross spread is one that is in the majority of books. Every book I've ever read on tarot has had some version of the Celtic Cross. I'm going to give you my version of the Celtic Cross. So excited to do this, and only doing it with one deck. All the decks that I use pretty much on the regular down in the description box below, along with tons of info on me. I got a book, I got a website. In my store, I have like audio meditations and stuff. There's all sorts of cool stuff on there. I've been doing this for a very long time. President of Drawing the Circle Productions, founded in 1998. You know, we've been around. So this is just the next leg of my journey in my career, my company. So let's do this. I'm going to bless this deck for you here and now, right in front of you, to get it ready for the Celtic Cross top 10 cards. So there'll be none of that shuffling and pulling one at a time. Cool, cool. Here we go. My gods. Dionysus in particular, who sits in the throne of Virgo for me, please bless this deck. For the Virgo collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs on the path of true love in their soulmate contracts for October 2019, that this deck be a blessing of your godly guidance and grace for the well-being of all. May the Virgo collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs be blessed with all that they need in the month of October on the path of true love in their satisfying soulmate contracts. May they be blessed with all that they need. May they be blessed. May they be blessed. May they be blessed. I am the light I am, for the well-being of all that I am now. Blessed be. So mote it be. Top 10 cards. Yeah, good. Maiden, Mother, Crone. Yippee. So much fun to do that. Okay, now in case you watched any of the previous ones, if you haven't, right? I now place it on its selenite holder. Yeah, I don't fuck around. I'm a Virgo, honey. Give me my rocks. I'll have it on the. How would you like your coffee? On the rocks, please. Just put it on a slab of selenite. So tasty. Yeah, I'm doing this at a little before midnight on Wednesday. So really, really psyched to do this. The Celtic Cross. Here we go. The first card down on where we are, Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign. The first card down is the Significator, the card that covers you. Okay, so this is you. And we've got straight up victory. 7 of Flames, galloping on lava. Victory, if you can see that at the bottom of the card. Very auspicious start. Really, and in terms of soulmates, like this is how I'm interpreting them. It's like this: there isn't just one person in this card, that there are others galloping with you, that there are friends along the way, family members, right? More than just 2, right? Not just you and somebody else galloping forward. So, I mean, who makes the journey alone? Certainly we have soulmates along the way, satisfying soulmates, that we help each other heal. That's what the soulmate contract is at its core. You incarnate to help each other heal. We're in twin flames. The relationships teach you how to heal yourself, because by contract they can't help you heal. They can't give you what you really need or what you really want. Sometimes what you need is a measure of the soul, what you want a measure of the personality. So so this is really great. Overcoming obstacles, and it came straight up. And yes, I am reading reversals and tilts in this. It's been helpful. So that is the cover. What covers you now, what crosses you, which is the environment, the situation in which you are in. And we have Temperance. Temperance pretty much straight up, too. Temperance is such a wonderful word, temperance. What does it mean to temper something? It has to do with discipline, and the discipline to create balance, like to temper your anger, right? What do we call it? We call it a temper, right? Oh, she has such a temper. But then you bring it into temperance, it really is that thing of, yes, feeling it, giving it space, but not letting it dominate you, not acting on it, right? The balance of fire and water, will, passion, and intention, balancing with water, right? Emotion, intuition, and depth. That oftentimes we can very, very much want something, but have some emotional baggage in the process that's holding us back. How do we bring that into balance? Well, in the environment that you are in, this victory is taking place within Temperance. That's really cool, considering they're both pretty much straight up. We're going to make them straight up for this. It was a slight tilt, but nothing drastic. Pretty good start. Let's have a look-see-dooksy then at the core, the subconscious influence, things going on that we may or may not know. And who do we got here? Well, we've got conflict completely reversed. Now, when you have a reversed card, and this is completely 180 degrees reversed, but halfway through, right? If we were to rotate this, it would be making its journey clockwise in time until the conflict was either revealed or resolved. And we'll see. That's why we're doing the extended reads, so I can bring in some of the other decks back there to get clarity on that. Yeah, but even just feeling this right now, because we've got a lot of fire and victory. So what's being balanced, particularly in the subconscious mind, and I'm turning this right side up so that you can see it. The card of conflict, right? The 4 of Flames. The 4 of Flames is the 4 of Wands. Like you watch YouTube, it's like 4 of Flames, the 11-11 card. Oh, wedding instability. Not so much in Daughters of the Moon by Fiona Morgan. Here we've got the card conflict. That though there are apparently 2 sides pointing arrows at each other, there is only one dragon fueling the fire. So what is the core of the conflict? What is in conflict? And what better to have with this reverse? Now, reversed means not only is it in the subconscious yang, this can be a hidden conflict, perhaps hidden from the outside world, but known to you, that you have an internal conflict. And it can even come down to like one part of you really, really wants it, right? One part of you really, really wants it, fire, and the other really, really, really is terrified of it. Completely natural on the path. That's third dimensional patterning, right? And that's why we incarnated this time to I'm going to reuse the word, to incarnate, to bring into form fifth dimensional unity consciousness. Remember, it wasn't always called fifth dimensional. You go into the Yoga Sutras, Patanjali, I always mention that one because that's an easy one to look up, right? It's the unity consciousness. It's what yoga is about, the science of yoga, not just the bendy, stretchy part, right? So you put this reversed there in the core position, something in the subconscious mind, just know that conflicts are being worked out in an atmosphere of temperance, that you're being crossed with temperance and straight up. And in such you are in victory. Not bad. First 3 cards down, huh? My Virgos, recent past or you're behind. What's in our behind? What's in our behind, Virgo? Walked away. 9 of Cups. Right, sorry, 8 of Cups. We're walking in. This card has been popping up a lot in these soulmates reads, I think. And by the way, before I even go into that, I would like to indicate that this indicates no soulmates to me, friends, family, any of that. This is conflict within yourself, right? And the card of Temperance as a major arcana, to me, is a place that you go through, a stage, a phase that you pass through in the wheel of the tarot, not a person, right? This is you. What did I have it reversed? Shit, I should have looked. Let's just say straight up for right now that you are walking into yourself. Yes, away from a situation, but in order to move towards something within yourself. And what are you walking? What were you at? Right. This is what's behind you, where you're coming from, past relative to the present moment. You're walking into this conflict within yourself, and good for you. That's what we're about, you know. I mean, any sign can be a healer, but we're the servants of the zodiac. So, you know, as we serve ourselves, as we heal ourselves, we heal all. I mean, that's the quantum model. It is unity consciousness. That's why anytime any of us does the work, we all heal a little bit. Even if someone has a great big breakthrough, it's not that we all have a great breakthrough, but it shifts the collective of all humanity, the quantum. I mean, it even goes beyond humanity. Yeah, try being a visionary with a very, very light background in quantum physics. Believe me, the gods, the angels, the masters, the guides can fill in the rest as you go. Quite entertaining. So just looking at where you were, right? We've got that 8 of Cups that brought you into this time of temperance with dealing with this on the inside. Where you are in all that right now is victory. We now look at the crowning card, right? That 5th card, what's coming into being, sort of the immediate future, like a baby's head crowning in pregnancy. Well, and we've got the Leo card. Now this can indicate a soulmate, an actual person. Leo, sun, moon, rising, who cares what sign? Creativity, 5th house, pleasure, good fortune. It's just all of that lovely, lovely, warm, sunny, golden, divine masculine, because if we're going to talk masculine and feminine, I've been saying that a lot in these reads. The fire and air signs, right? That set of 6 are masculine energy. The water and the earth considered feminine energy, and that's why I prefer to say yin and yang, but that takes more explanation. I think people understand masculine and feminine because we're in the West, right? But I do have a touch of Taoism in my soul, and sure, I incarnated there, maybe not with that much of a depth of learning, but the living experience of it, right? The philosophy in my soul. So, and that's very, very much, like, that's very yin yang. It's fire and water. Yin yang if you're from Long Island. Thank God for those speech classes. Yummy scrummy. So in terms of this Leo energy that's crowning you, somebody's coming in. Is it somebody you know? Is it somebody returning? Is it somebody you've never met before? That's why we're doing the clarifying readings on Vimeo, because I'm going to, this is a 10 card spread. I'm going to be adding 30 more cards to this, right? 10 decks, 10 cards from 3 different decks. But I can tell you right now how it feels. It feels warm. It feels good. It does not feel jumpy all over the place. It feels like bread baking, right? There's a consistent fixed fire, a consistent fixed warmth, heat, something rises, something matures. Really coming in, it would seem, at the same time in this time of temperance. Very lovely. Yeah, I guess it could certainly be your own Leo placements if you have them. You could see yourself there, but then again, unity consciousness and the quantum schmantum and all of the quantum schmantum, it's all the same thing. We're all one. But watch the movie, right? Watch what's going on in yourself and around you, because this is coming in. I'm going to say it's not coming in hot, it's coming in warm, right? Like the warmth of the sun. Yeah, you don't want to land on it, but you can bask in it and eventually get burnt or protect yourself. Sunscreen. Let's look at now what's before you. This is the future relative to right, to this, the what's behind you and the cross, right? Your horizontal axis. So, my gods, what do we got there? Darlings, we have the Tower. Okay. Now, I know people don't like the Tower. In this deck, it's Kali the Awakener, right? Kali. You know, people are terrified of Kali, and rightly so. No, all respect, no tea, no shade, no pink lemonade towards Kali. I respect her. I respect all faces of the goddess. Uh, as a divine feminine, I know what that feels like within my body. I think many of us have. And certainly with this conflict underneath. But this puppy's get puppy. This card is coming straight up, which says that this is going to hit the yang world. This is going to hit your outside world. There is a big instantaneous change. Now look, yes, light is truth. So lightning is truthening. So there could be an awakening. There could be a sudden shift. But I have a feeling in terms of soulmate, and really, this is only your second major arcana card. The other being Temperance, which says that you're kind of being prepared for this, whether you're aware of it or not, particularly by kind of dealing with, working with, focusing on going in and resolving that deep internal conflict. That maybe this out here is triggering it, but it's something that feels like it's been there for a while. Like this isn't new. It's something deep in the subconscious, right? Can go back to childhood, past lives, who knows at this point. Just heal it. Just love it as it rises, right? Love both sides of the conflict within yourself, because both voices need to be heard. But then this feels like, well, like the Tower would. Sudden. The word destructive, yes, is there, but in this deck, it's awakening. It's like, wake up, Pearl! it's snap out of it. Oh, shit. This is what's going on. Oh, my God. Not quite revelation, but a shock to the system that wakes you up out of it, perhaps out of an illusion, perhaps out of a pattern of thinking. But in terms of your soulmates, you know, seeing really a couple of people here and one person here. Well, yeah, there's a kid there too, so maybe that's two people, you and another. Not so sure about that. And again, that's going to play out differently across the quantum web on this one, the threads of the Virgo collective. That I really do feel like you are being prepared for this, internally as well as externally, that the environment around you right now is one of bringing you into balance, which might mean you have to be very disciplined, right? That you don't have the opportunity, even though you've come from this place, you know, this place of walking away from a situation and dealing with this internal conflict. Like, for instance, I don't want to get out of bed, but I got to go to work, and that's just so foundational, and I just really don't want to, because you are charging forward, right? Here, I know in the Rider-Waite deck, it's the Six of Flames that's considered victory. In this deck, it's the Seven, and I'm glad it is. It is that transformative forward gallop. I really like that card in this deck, which is prepared. I just feel like when this comes, you'll be ready. Look, it feels like it's going to be shocking no matter what it is. But depending on what's going on, really, then with this Leo thing, this could be the game changer. Now, we're not going to say, do you fall in love? Is it true love? I don't know. There isn't a true love card in this tarot, but there are in my other deck, so you might want to check out. I want to check out the extended read. The last one was over an hour, right? I'm charging like $9.99. So it's like, make it $9.99. 3 9s is 27, which is a 9. I'm like, oh, I like that. Let's do that. So we did it for numerological purposes. Let's, well, okay, so let's look at this. Let's look at your horizontal again, right? So we've got the walking away, right? Led you into this environment of temperance. The Tower. That really says, like, tempered steel, you are getting prepared. You are being prepared, strengthened. Your weaknesses are being strengthened as a result through this temperance. Yeah, whatever it is struck down, because the tarot, the Tower card in the tarot, regardless of the artist, it is about old foundations that no longer serve being destroyed so that you can rebuild, right? You take the very bricks that fell and you rebuild them on a more solid foundation. So, you know, in terms of soulmates here on the horizontal trajectory, if that's you in the 8 walking away, excuse me, just trying to get comfy on my chair. You know what it is? I'm wearing sweatpants. I'm sliding off the pillow. Posture? Oh, there we go. That balanced out. Look how tall I am. Oh, it looks like I have a malachite horn coming out of my head. The malachite horn. I did not plan that. I promise. But then here, right now, we'll look at your vertical axis. You've got this conflict within, really reversed conflict. Like you might have been repressing this for a very long time. Maybe you still are. But in the meantime, you are galloping forward. And then there is this approach. This was like the last reading I did for Leo. I think they had the Cancerian card in the 5th position. It felt very maternal, very warm. Like definitely was like a healing soulmate. And that proved to be true in the extended with all the clarifying cards. It was just lovely. Where this really does feel like warm and friendly. I don't know about the passionate part of it, but like that warm glow of like the setting sun, right? It's been baking all day long and ding, it's bread. It's bread. Okay, so we've got your horizontal and your vertical looked at. You've seen them. Let's build the staff up the side. We're going to start with position number 7, which is the lesson, what the gods are trying to teach you. And they're bringing you somebody. They're bringing you somebody to deal with, may already be in your life. This is the Taurus card. Now, it does not have to be Taurus, but someone who may be a little stubborn, who may be very set in their ways, in their values, right? Fixed earth, life, values. Wow, there's a lot of people in this one. Definitely a good heart, well-meaning, a little brusque. Google it. It's a good word. A brusque Taurus, that makes sense to me. Can probably do the stubborn thing where they don't communicate and then they just sort of ram all at once. Careful, careful, careful. And that also means that it's time. Your lesson is about you looking at your life values. What is it that you value? Because how much you want to bet this person has been brought in as soulmate. You know, soulmates are satisfying, but that doesn't mean everybody's having a great day 24/7, 365 for a millennia. No one gets that, right? And you know, there are 2 here because look, she's carrying a baby on her back. So there are really 2 people indicated here. Well, maybe mother, child, but this is Mother Earth, the corn mother, right? You see that at the bottom, the corn, the great corn mother. I grew up knowing about the great corn mother, kindergarten, 1st grade, 2nd grade, growing up on Long Island. I don't know if they do that anymore with the Iroquois and, you know, all that. Learned a lot of that stuff growing up. Oh, and my mom took us around to Indian reservations in North Carolina, driving down to Florida and stuff. So I really kind of grew up with that influence, right? Hey, I'm a witch. I think that was baked in anyway. That just really helped to awaken me. So that thing also of nurturing and feeding, that's in there too. Like these are part of your values. It's another earth sign. So have a look at that. Like your lessons right now might very well be, are you in conflict? Is where you are, what you really want, what you really value in life? Is it the internal conflict inside of you? Because I tell you, then that might very well be the fire that is bringing you into balance, tempering you, making you stronger, bringing you into balance to then move forward, prepared, even though you don't know what's coming or what it is just yet. Prepared for that tower moment. It might be that your balanced energy, this conflict resolved, this forward motion victory, with the addition of this Libra piece that pops in, this person that just pops in. It changes everything, and it changes everything quickly. That's what that could be romantic, right? Okay, somebody from a family member that you haven't seen comes to town. Oh, it's so good to see you. Maybe it changes things, maybe it doesn't. But if it is a soulmate relationship, a romantic soulmate relationship, it can change everything in a second, right? So along with this might be the same person, right? Because we've got fixed fire and fixed earth. Leo and Taurus could be. Can't really tell right now. Let's look from the outside looking in. A really good position because we can't see ourselves. Even in a mirror, we're in a reversed reflection, right? Straight up the Amazon. From the outside looking in, you're full steam ahead, right? Oh, look, you've balanced the archers, right? You've balanced the archers as you heal this conflict, right? As you heal that within yourself, as you face that within yourself, you're bringing together your intuitive and your intellectual, your yin and your yang, your passive, your active, all of that stuff, so that you're boom, ready to move forward. Oh, that was a good boom, side effect, sound effect, side effect, side effect. What's the side effect of this? I'll tell you the side effect of this coffee. Delish. So we've got the Amazon there from the outside looking in. Well, you know, the Amazon, what does that mean? She's a wonder. This is really good. This is really solid. That from the outside looking in, even that's the thing, you might not even see it, right? That's why from the outside looking in, how the world sees you, I call the position of the world. To really get that, you're putting out some power here in the month of October. And I feel like, why wouldn't you attract a soulmate? Maybe it's somebody you already know, have been in a relationship with, not indicated here just yet. Yes, there's a walking away from something here, and maybe that walking away, what you walked away from, returns. Little hard to tell from this right now, so that's why we're going to go for the 9th card, which I call destiny, which is often called hopes and fears. But what do you hope for and fear the most except your destiny? If you knew what was required to reach it, you wouldn't want it, right? And so that what has to be lost, what has to be gained, the hero's journey, right? And here's exactly what I mean. 3/4 turn going down into a depth of emotion. And what is that? The 4 of Cups, sorrow. 3 are spilt, 1 is behind. Now, usually in the 4 of Cups, right, you've got the person sitting under a tree looking at 3 cups standing and 1 being offered here. So it's still not seeing it. But it's as a result, and this deck, it is called sorrow. I am going to say, okay, we can call that sorrow, but it's like, let me get this right. It's sort of like in its initial stages. It's got to make its journey clockwise. So it's really only at a 1/4 tilt waxing, like you'd say half moon waxing, right? If you were going to do it, and that would be like what, full moon, and that would be 3/4 and half moon, and then dark moon new, right? And the cycle would start over. In terms of a card of destiny, here's the deal. Fate and destiny are not the same thing. Fate is what you're handed. Destiny is what you do with it if you take the path. In this case, the soulmate journey on the path of true love. That if you have been dealing with a lot of sorrow, a lot of emotional release, and you are dealing with soulmate energies, chances are you are feeling a lot going on, not just in your zodiacal collectives, not just in the human ego collective, but also in the soulmate collective. Like there are, of course, there imagine all of the soulmate contracts incarnate all linked together, sort of like on this, I almost said the word psychic. I did say the word psychic. The soul's ethernet. The Aethernet, A-E-T-H-E-R-N-E-T, the Ethernet. There's a lot of purification going on, emotional purification. We're releasing, oh my God, patterns in our ancestral DNA going back thousands and thousands and thousands of years. The mind boggles, right? Codependence, a relatively new word compared to the Egyptians, right? Going back, how far do you want to go back? Atlantis, Lemuria? Like, who needs to time travel that? I could just look at what went on in this life, right? Not just our own emotional baggage, because there is a gift in there. And look, this is about you. This is not about anybody else being on that beach. You embracing, loving what rises. What is sadness but a healing of the heart? Look, I'm a Pisces moon, my Virgo. Yes, I know, what a shock. And yeah, divine feminine, Mark A. Lyons, first wave, empath, energy sensitive, my whole frickin' life. Blessed be. That to really give yourself the love that you need, that this conflict is washing to the surface, and though it is in fire within you, the process is underway. In other words, it's like, oh, I have to start doing this. Sorry, again, I'm doing this in the wrong tilt. Came out that way, so now it's got to like make its journey. And that makes sense for where you are in terms of timing with this completely reversed, right? That completely clicks. I'm getting that. The internal work is, I'm just going to say, is worth doing, because it seems like in the outside world, you're galloping along like nobody might have any idea of this internal torturous soul conflict, you versus you. And that can be, you know, so much of what you want, but so much of your pain saying that, no, it can't happen. I know what that feels like. I am a Virgo. I have that in several places in my life. But I know that the one that's afraid he's not going to get what he wants is that little kid inside of me. No shit. That kid's got a lot of power. He can slam his foot on the brake and everything fucking stops, right? When that child inside of us, and we ignore it, we abandon it, we abuse it, not great. You give that child some love. You let it cry. You talk to it from the point of view of you being the higher self, of you being the guardian angel. You watch how that heals. It's just, I love you. And that's the stuff that comes up in the extended readings, by the way, because I use other decks. I'm using the Healing with Angels, Oracle, Doreen Virtue. I'm using the Chuck Spezzano Love Pack, you know, the basic, those other two that I use. And the Whispers of Love, which I adore. Very helpful. I'm getting a lot out of the readings, to be honest with you. And this is, yeah, the Leo, right? I'm Leo rising. So there was definitely stuff in there for me, too. I look afterwards. Last card down, and we will finish up this reading. Well, I'll give you the overview. What is your outcome? My gods, what is their outcome? Libra, okay? Libra, definitely a straight up Libra partnership relationship. Soulmate is headed for you here. Now, friend, lover, family member, true love revealed, can't tell you just from this, won't tell you just from this. Because it's a Celtic cross. It's like it's like a GPS map showing you the terrain. You have all sorts of choices to make here, but if you go with the story that's being played out here, right? Okay, so you walked away, you're walking into yourself. We're going to do this. Well, the second card would be for temperance, but what into an atmosphere of temperance, but what's being tempered? That conflict within yourself, while in the outside world, you're in victory. But that's okay. Where does it lead? To the Tower. Things are going to change in the blink of an eye. And okay, yes, of course you did your part in it, but you didn't trigger the lightning. The lightning was going to happen anyway. The lightning was fated. But what will you do with your destiny? There may be some tears to cry, but yeah, for some of you, they're tears of joy too. Right? Just because it says sorrow, right, doesn't mean that there isn't an overflowing of emotion. Yeah, we think 10 of Cups more of joy, but it can be the heart opening, not just the heart breaking, but the heart being healed. Tears of love, where the pain, the love is so strong that the pain, the conflict just resolves, right? Because what is conflict? Third dimensional, dualistic consciousness. It's what we've been on the planet. Well, the planet's been third, fourth, fifth, well, first and second too, if you're going to count the point in the line in terms of dimensions. But these beliefs, these fears are absolutely being struck by lightning. And then remember, we got this Leo. This feels very soulmate, very warm. So you have companions along the way. Yes, it could be a friend, but I don't know. That felt a little Basky. You know, like Basky. Is that a word? It is now. Ralph Basky. It's Ralph Bashki, Mark. No, this feels lovely. Whatever's going on with this, and you know, in your own internal conflict, you're like, I don't know if I should. I don't know if I'm ready. It's like this isn't a slow burn. This is a nice warm, satisfying. Yeah. Then of course we have your staff, right? Your lessons. What are your lessons? Your lessons are essentially about life values, but I feel someone attached to this. May or may not be an earth sign. I don't go there anyway, but it's someone who might be either in the light side of it, right? The gold side of it, very much clear on their values, and they're like, you know, generosity, honor, you know, ethics, stuff like that. Things that are like, for me, it's like honesty. I am honest, but honest is hard because it's not just speaking the truth. It's as a Virgo, I can decapitate you with words, really seriously, not spell words. I mean, just, I can spit lightning when I talk. I inherited it from Zeus, son of Zeus. It's about doing it with an open heart, right? To speak with an open heart. That's honesty. That's hard. That's a value for me. So you could see that we need lessons in terms of knowing just what our life values are. Sometimes you need to get struck by lightning to see what's important to you, what you really value. That's written into you, not just belief-based, right? Like, really, if you took away my ability to teach, it's My true love really is teaching, and this is teaching as much as reading. I do both. So we've got that values in there, and that lesson from the outside looking in, it's really influencing that the way people see you as this Amazon, this forward motion, bringing that conflict together, grabbing the reins and moving forward. That's just delightful. How do you alchemize your fate into your destiny? Through, I'm going to say, emotional healing, emotional release. I mean, it is the 4. It's supposed to be more about rest and stabilization, but that card of sorrow makes sense. But this isn't a crying jag forever and ever and ever and ever. This is an emotional process, a healing process of release, because there is, as ever, a full cup behind, a piece of intuition that once you move through the old stuff that needs to go, that burns off in the crucible of temperance, right? What do you got there? You've got that gift, that piece of gold, that piece of emotional wisdom there that you get to take with you. It's actually a manifestation of the soul in your life as personality. And where does it all bring you, my Virgo brothers and sisters, my Virgos? Oh, Skadi, the North Wind, Libra. Somebody comes in bringing this all into balance, balancing you out. And I gotta say, that feels soulmatey in the romantic sense. I'll say that with Libra. It ain't Scorpio, but definitely 7th house, partnerships, marriages, one-on-one relationships. And since you're already dealing with conflict here and balance here in the discipline of the temperance, it would make sense you are being prepared for something. Like I said, this is going to come in. Now, if by chance this Leo card and this Libra card are the same person, could be an indication that they're crowning now, and here they are at the end. But I will say, it's such a cliffhanger when a court card ends a Celtic cross, because it's saying the outcome. Well, so okay, it's a zodiac sign. It's a court card. What does that mean? And remember, this is for a month. That this is playing out over the next month. So a lovely spread for us. I will say that. I am seeing some mosaic pieces that relate to me personally, but other stuff I'd have to kind of go deeper and meditate on. And by the way, I read my own cards most of the time, not daily. No, thanks. That's like checking your temperature every 30 minutes. That's not good. But I can feel the flow of this, and it feels like, though, that internal conflict is going on there. Don't forget, you have this victory. You are galloping forward. You are making headway in your pursuits while in a period of discipline. Know that. That's a Virgo thing. It's like, oh, so it's moved forward while getting my shit together. Yeah, I can do that, because this change, boom, nothing will ever be the same. I thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe. The lick for the lick. I don't know if that was Freudian or just being tired. The link for the extended video on Vimeo is down there. It's $9.99. I'm sure it will be long. They keep getting longer, and I think worth it. And it's like free to join Vimeo. And I'm doing it where you can even download the reading onto your device if you like. And it has unlimited views even if you don't, so you can watch it until Vimeo or I no longer exist. Cool. Thank you so much. Have a really, really good month of let's do this. May all the Virgos, the Virgo collective Sun and Rising Venus signs, be blessed with all that they need on the path of true love for October 2019 in their soulmate contracts, that they may really parlay this victory through temperance, healing the conflict, discovering their values, deal with that being struck by lightning, deal with that Libra, that Leo, do the emotional work, grab the reins, and we'll be able to look back and say, I'm really, really glad I went inside. May you be blessed with all that you need, but for now, hail, farewell, and blessed be.